All right, so the city has a new person-first language guideline. City of San Francisco. Person-first language. I mean, could we get more Orwellian than we are? I mean, we're now being told by a government what words you can use.
Yeah. Is this the one that also includes the pronoun thing, that they're eliminating pronouns? I think this is part of that same plan. They're doing the pronoun thing, too, so they don't offend anybody. You don't say him or her. You use they and them.
Well, these are to stop social stigmas.
Okay.
That of people that are, released offenders or,
felons.
former convicts or felons.
The people formerly known as
so you
convicted
can't,
felons.
Right. You can't do felon, convict, addict, offender, or juvenile delinquent anymore.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Juvenile delinquent is now known as a young person with justice system involvement. A young person impacted by the juvenile justice system.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
An addict is a person with a history of substance abuse.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm an alcoholic, man. You're not helping me at all by saying, Glenn had a few years and days where he was impacted by alcohol. No, I was a drunk. And if I can't say I was a drunk, then I'm not headed towards sobriety at all. Okay? If you're like, no, I had my life impacted by the justice system. That to me sounds like, really? Did like a prison truck hit you on the way to school or something? What happened? And it sounds like they impacted you. No. You impacted someone else, and that's why they came to arrest you and put you in juvie. That's why. So you don't have any of those words because they're trying to get rid of all of those because, you don't
want to offend rapists and killers. You don't want to.
They were justice-involved persons that were formerly incarcerated. Okay.
Justice-involved persons. Formerly incarcerated.
Yes. Justice-involved persons unless you are a young person that was impacted by the juvenile justice system. Or a young person with a justice system involvement.
Can you imagine wasting time on this?
No.
Time and energy in a major city?
No.
And then they wonder why they got piles of human poop all over the streets.
Did you see the video this week that came out where the people were cleaning the streets and they had to wear hazmat suits?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I would have a very hard time remaining quiet if I'm paying taxes in San Francisco and they are using hazmat suits to clean up all of the human poop, and they're doing this. People would pay good money to see me show up at the city council meeting as a citizen who is paying their salary, because I would not be silent. And I wouldn't be saying it just on the air. I would be saying it right there. I don't know who you are that are paying money to San Francisco for taxes, and you're crazy. That's it. You're just crazy. That's it. I mean, I don't know who you are. Yes, I do. You're crazy. Because if you weren't crazy, you would already be down there saying these things. You would be leading marches against these. You would be running to get in office to stop these things, or you would have done what most Americans, you would have moved a long time ago. I don't know if you know this, but 800 square feet, that's not $1.2 million in the rest of the country. Don't know if you know that. What? And there's no one in your neighborhood, at least they may do it once, but they won't do it a second time. There's no one in your new neighborhood that will crap in your lawn. Now, there might be dogs, but no human will you ever open up and say, okay, kids, time for school. Oh, wait a minute. Mr. Busy is making busy in our front lawn again. Knock it off, Mr. Busy. You don't have to do that.
And it's a shame, too, because that was one of the most beautiful cities, not just in the country, in the world.
I think it is.
It was fantastic.
I think it is America's most beautiful city.
It might be.
Yeah. I think it's just the architecture, the history, the hills, the water, everything. That is America's, I think, most beautiful city.
That's one of the things Republicans should be reinforcing all the time is look what happens in these Democrat strongholds. Places like San Francisco, who've been run by Democrats for 50, 60 years at a time, and now they've destroyed it. It's a hellhole. It's a Democratic hellhole.
Look at, if you look at Los Angeles, they're having warnings about the bubonic plague. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know this, but the bubonic plague is behind us, progressives. You're progressing us back into the Stone Age. When they were looking at typhus. Pat.
Typhus?
Have you ever had reason to worry that you might get typhus?
No, I don't.
Right.
I really
Do
haven't.
you even know how you get typhus?
I really don't.
Okay. I think it's through lice. All right. And
through
I think
lice?
Lice. I think you can get typhus for at least that's the only thing I've ever known about typhus is it was always the scourge of the concentration camps.
Yeah.
Because everybody was just so filthy and living in their own filth and the bugs, and it was carried by lice. All right.
Yeah.
Typhus. Los Angeles has typhus warnings out. You're not a progressive city when you're dealing with old-timey. It's like, well, we better get the iron lung out. You never know. There's a bad case of the vapors going around.
Consumption. We're going to be hearing about consumption in Los Angeles.
Well, she died of consumption. What?
Really? You even know what that is?
No, that shouldn't. Well, she had TB, tuberculosis. All right. In America, nobody's had TB for a very long time. Very long. We kind of stopped that at the Statue of Liberty. You're not moving forward. You're moving backward.